Hey, everybody. Thank you for your patience. Oh my gosh. I have so much work going on in my house, and I had to go back and forth between that. But welcome to Card Chaos Live. It is Friday. It's a light day. I know you guys are in the middle of work, but thank you for joining time after time to just play this game with me. For those of you who are new, this game is simple. It's a trading card game. Yes, I'm a collector, investor, where I shuffle my NBA trading cards to create one-on-one matchups that we may or may not see in today's NBA. Any player, any position, any era, anything goes. And today's matchup, yes, Reginald, it's live. Today's live matchup is KD versus Kyrie. As you know, those guys are in the news. Season hasn't already even started yet, but they have proclaimed that they don't. They coach by committee over in Brooklyn. I live in Brooklyn. So today is like a coaches bracket, right? We're gonna have these two coaches, these two player coaches, Kyrie and KD, go one-on-one against each other, and it's your job to tell me who would win in 60 seconds. I do put a 60-second clock up, and I'll show you that right here. Go ahead and tag a friend, and not only tag a friend, why don't you hit the like button? Show Facebook this is real. Also, put it on your personal page, right? So here's the 60-second clock, and in the I'm going to show you the cards that we will be using today. Again, it's Kyrie versus KD one-on-one. We will be picking other players. Let me just show you the bracket before I run the clock. So this is a bracket for a past episode, and this new episode, we will be doing something similar. I will be clearing out this bracket, and we will have 8 players go up against each other, right? I thought I did this before the show, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and clear this out. Go ahead and tag your friends, and we will begin. The last episode we had T Mac beat Paul George. And I thought Paul George would beat T Mac. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the cards and, let us begin. Actually, no, before I shuffle the cards, let me show you what I'm working with. So I have my mosaic Kyrie right here. So here's the card here, a nice, beautiful card. I also have another one, the Kyrie Willing to Win, right? This card right here. I won in a group called Cardopoly, which I'll tell you about later. And here are the KDs. Here's a Team USA KD, also mosaic. I have some NBA hoops KDs here, but those aren't special. All right, here's the hoops one. From when he was on the Warriors, another Warriors. Obviously, no Brooklyn uniform ones, but yeah. Anyway, those are the guys that we are going to be using for today, and I'm going to go ahead and pick the other 6 players in the matchup. So as some of you guys already know, I am very extra, so I need to have the theme song for today's episode. I have stacks of cards here. Like, these are just a few. So those of you who are like strict collectors know that I'm not crazy. I do have my cards protected, but in order to play this game, we're gonna have to do some card shuffling. So let us begin. Welcome to Card Chaos Live. We're gonna pick the other 6 players. So in the other bracket, we will have. Sorry. We have Carmelo. Carmelo fell out on the floor. Here's Carmelo, old school, on Card Chaos Live. Right? Against Carmelo. Let's see who we'll have against Carmelo. Against Carmelo, we will have. We have Joakim Noah. Joakim Noah has showed up in this episode of Card Chaos Live. In the next bracket, we will have. Let's see who pops out. All right, Clyde Drexler. Kai Drexler will be in this episode of Card Chaos Live. Against Clyde Drexler. Let's see who's going against Clyde Drexler. Against Clyde Drexler, we will have. Against Clyde Drexler, we will have. Ooh, he popped out. Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin has came out in this episode of Card Chaos Live. Sorry guys, I dropped Blake Griffin. And in the last bracket, we will have Anthony Hardaway. And against Anthony Hardaway, let's see who will pick up. Against Anthony Hardaway, we will have. Against Anthony Hardaway, sorry guys. Against Anthony Hardaway, we will have. Scottie Pippen. All right, Scottie Pippen. Ooh, upside down. All right. The subs today are Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns will be a sub for today's episode of Card Chaos Live. We will also have Marc Gasol. Marc Gasol will be a sub on today's episode of Card Chaos Live. And last but not least, Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook will be a sub on today's episode of Card Chaos Live. So to recap, we have Pippen versus Anthony Hardaway on today's episode of Card Chaos Live. We have Blake Griffin and Clyde Drexler in this episode of Card Chaos Live. We have Joakim Noah and Karl Malone in this episode of Card Chaos Live. And featured are the coaches of the Brooklyn Nets. We will have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Welcome to Card Chaos Live. To the person trying to share it to your page, you have to go to the 2MW Sports page. Then share the video from there. The 2MW Sports page is public. All right. Thank you so much for offering to do that. Welcome, Jason. Welcome, Reginald. It looks like you two are going to be running the wall today. And whoever is in these groups, we will also get to do this. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words. You guys remember on Tuesday I had dental surgery, so I'm just talking like this through the wire. Remember the subs are Russell Westbrook, Marc Gasol, and Karl Anthony Towns. Oh, you're right, Omar. Omar just corrected me. He said Scottie Pippen was retired. So instead of Scottie Pippen, we could drop in. Let's drop in that Scottie Pippen snuck in. Let's do James Harden. James Harden versus Anthony Hardaway. All right. So we're going to throw in James Harden instead of Scottie Pippen. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for correcting me, Omar, because Scottie Pippen wins every Card Chaos Live. Anyway, again, thanks for bearing with me with the late start. Lots of work in the house, and I could barely talk. Ooh. But yes, this episode is Kyrie versus KD, the two coaches of the Brooklyn Nets, apparently. All right, so since we started late, let's get started. Let's do the first one, which is a warm up. Let's do Karl Malone versus who's Karl Malone against? Joakim Noah. Karl Malone versus Joakim Noah. Remember, you have 3 subs, all right? So Joakim Noah is on the wall right now. All right, I'll put him back up. Joakim Noah is on the wall. But you can. Why did I spell his name? Why did I spell his name like that? But if you want to sub in any player, we can sub in a player right now if you want. So Karl Malone versus Joakim Noah. The subs are Karl Anthony Towns, Marc Gasol, and Russell Westbrook. Again, these are the subs for today. if you want to sub any of these players, Karl Anthony Towns, right? Marc Gasol, or Russell Westbrook for Joakim Noah or Karl Malone, let me know now. So Reggie says go with Joe for who's S and G? I don't know. If I had to sub, if it was my choice, I would sub out Joakim Noah for Marc Gasol. Does everybody agree with me? I think we should put in Marc Gasol over Joakim Noah. Joakim Noah can't score. We already know Joakim Noah can't score. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Marc Gasol. Oh, for shits and giggles. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take Marc Gasol in and take out Joakim Noah. So the matchup now becomes Marc Gasol versus Karl Malone. All right, Marc Gasol versus Karl Malone. All right, so I hope everybody got that. We're gonna do Marc Gasol versus Karl Malone. I'll bring the board closer so we can see what is up. What is up, Camille? Thank you for dropping in. We're about to do Karl Malone versus Marc Gasol. I'm gonna put 60 seconds on the clock. Karl Malone versus Marc Gasol. Let us begin. All right. So let me turn up the clock a little bit. Karl Malone versus Marc Gasol. I think like this is one matchup that would be a tough one for either player. For one, Marc Gasol is no one to be pushed around. And during Karl Malone's era, he was known as one of those bodies on the court that could push around other people that are his peers. But he would not be able to do that sort of thing against Marc Gasol. Marc Gasol also has a slightly better jump shot. You know, in Spain, they're big on the pick and pop. Big on the pick and pop in Spain. So he has the jumper that I don't know if Karl Malone has. Karl Malone had like an elbow shot, but it was kind of weird and it was kind of awkward, and we all know it. But you know, prime Karl Malone was a beast going to the basket. So was Marc, but I don't know. I just feel like Marc edges it out because he has that jump shot that he can rely on and he can post up, whereas Karl Malone doesn't have much of a jumper. He has a jumper, but whose jumper is more reliable? That's where this comes down to, and I think it is Marc Gasol. Anyway, welcome to One-on-One Card Chaos Live, where I shuffle my NBA trading cards to create one-on-one matchups that we may or may not see in today's NBA. Any player, any position, any era, anything goes. We just did Karl Malone versus Marc Gasol. What a crazy matchup. What up, again, Camille? What up, Justin? Justin dropping in. What up, Frank? Frank got some time, a little bit of lunchtime. So let's see what the wall says. So, Jason says Malone. Omar says, male man, Wally man, male mops man, Wally man. All right, mailman all day. Oh boy, Camille is risky on there. She says Karl Malone. Unfortunately, Justin says Malone sweeping the paint all day. Frank says Malone. Reginald says Gasol be busting threes better than his big bro. Yes. And so Jason says Malone moves on 3-1. So I'm going to bring up the bracket. Thank you guys for joining. Go ahead and smash the like button if you haven't already. Smash the like button. Go ahead and share this video to your personal page. Oh, wait. Justin said there's an update. Justin with the recount. Justin says 4-1. So either way, Karl Malone moves on to the next round of Card Chaos Live. In the next bracket, we will have Blake Griffin versus Clyde Drexler. Blake Griffin versus Clyde Drexler. Go ahead and tag your Portland friends. What team is Blake Griffin on anyway? Is he still on the Pistons? Right? Is he staying there? That's the question. Anyway, here's the matchup that we're gonna do right now. All right. And remember, we have two subs. We have Russell Westbrook as a sub, and we have Karl Anthony Towns. We can stay with Blake Griffin versus Clyde Drexler, or we can sub in Karl Anthony Towns and or Russell Westbrook. So go ahead and let me know. I'll give you guys 5 seconds or 10 seconds to let me know if you want to sub. Again, the matchup is Blake Griffin versus Clyde Drexler, but you have an option to sub in either Russell Westbrook or Karl Anthony Towns. All right, I'll give you 10 seconds. Y'all hear the ice cream truck outside? I'm here playing cards when I could be outside eating ice cream. All right. 5 more seconds. Let's see whether we want to do Karl Anthony Towns. All right. Reginald says keep it. Blake Griffin versus Clyde Drexler. We could do that. While I wait for one more person to let me know, I just want to give a shout out to Cardopoly. Cardopoly is a game made by Frank. He's in the comments right now, and his son. You can win lots and lots of cards for a decent price. Frank has 3,000 million billion cards, and someone needs to take them from him. So please go ahead and friend Frank and get on Cardopoly. All right. So Camille says keep it the way it is. So we're gonna do go ahead and go do Clyde Drexler versus Blake Griffin. All right, I'm gonna put 60 seconds on the clock. Let us begin. Clyde Drexler versus Blake Griffin. Remember, this is any player, any position, any era, anything goes. And this would be an unlikely matchup, but nonetheless, it's going to happen. So Blake Griffin, Mr. Jump Over Kia himself, would be... he would have his hands full, but I also think Clyde Drexler would have his hands full because Blake Griffin could take Clyde Drexler in the post, and post buckets are the easiest buckets to make. So, in fact, I think that although Blake Griffin does have a jump shot, Blake Griffin can shoot from the elbow. All he has to do is post up Clyde Drexler all day, and Clyde Drexler would get the ball back. Now, Clyde Drexler never got the credit he should. He was, I think, underrated because he played in the Jordan era and was a spectacular player for the Portland Trailblazers. Averaged like 100 billion points a game, but still under the shadow of Jordan. Nonetheless, this guard cannot guard this forward. Welcome to Card Kiosk Live, where I shuffle my NBA trading cards to create one-on-one matchups that we may or may not see in today's NBA. And any player, any position, any era, anything goes. And it seems like this ice cream truck is sitting in front of my house and not moving. But I have willpower, guys. I have willpower. I will not go get that ice cream. I will sit with you. All right. So let's see what the wall says. Griffin's Justin says Griffin later. Right. Reginald says Blake Griffin. Thank you, Reginald. Omar says Clyde the Glide. Jason says Clyde. Reginald agrees with me and says that Blake will dunk on him all day long. Frank says Clyde again. Camille says Clyde. I'm going to work. Bye. Reginald says, notice he didn't win a ring till Jordan retired. And when Jordan came back, it was a wrap. Let's see what the count says. The count is looking like all of y'all pick Clyde Drexler, and except for me and Reginald. So I'm going to go ahead and move Clyde on to the next round, and we have a nice classic era matchup coming up. Clyde Drexler versus Karl Malone. Start thinking about that now. Now for the featured event, we have Kyrie versus KD. Kyrie versus KD, and I'm featuring two mosaics. And I know I had another one somewhere around here that I won from Cardopoly. I must have put that back in the pack. Oh, here it is. Here it is. This is one I got from Cardopoly from Frank. So all the haters out there that says Frank doesn't have good cards, I got this one. And all you have to do is participate in Cardopoly. Anyway, back to the game. We're going to do this right now. All right. I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock. 60 seconds on the clock. Let us be. Ooh, sorry, clock. Come on, clock. You could do it, clock. Let us begin. Kyrie and KD. These two coaches of Brooklyn going one-on-one against each other is a sight to be seen. All right. Listen, I mean, although KD is very hard to guard, can KD guard Kyrie? That is the biggest question. can KD guard Kyrie? And I think the answer is no. I don't think KD can guard Kyrie. And there's a chance that although Kevin Durant can shoot from anywhere, there's a chance that KD misses the jump shot. When KD misses the jump shot, Kyrie's quick enough to get the rebound. And then what happens? Kevin Durant, right, will never get the ball again. This is how it plays out in my mind. That Kyrie Irving has enough handle and quickness to give KD so much trouble he won't be able to stop him. You know, Kyrie's disrespected. Some of that he brings on himself, but when it comes to one-on-one, I don't know. I just think that Kevin Durant doesn't have enough to beat him. In a team game, maybe, but not one-on-one. Welcome to Card Chaos Live. Let's see what the wall is saying. Reginald says, what can Kylie do? You talk about the Kardashians a lot. Spell check. Jason says, damn, gotta go with Kyrie. Thank you, Jason. Jason, I'm gonna give you a round of applause for today because you were thinking like me, right? Omar says, Katie, big height difference. He's still on his Kylie or Kyrie. Reginald. Frank says Katie. He says my phone doesn't recognize the name Kyrie. What a disrespectful phone do you have, right? He says one-on-one, no screens or anything. No, one-on-one, no screens, nothing. Kevin Durant. I don't think Kevin Durant could beat them, but let's see what the wall says. The wall is pretty much going with KD. Reginald put KD, so that's 3-2. So we're moving KD on to the semifinals. All right, KD moves on to the semifinals. Ooh, what is going on with my wall? Look at that semifinals. Look at how it's matching up. The last but not least, we have Harden versus Hardaway. Harden versus Hardaway. Two hard players. All right, so it's James Harden versus Anthony Hardaway in this last bracket. All right, James Harden versus Anthony Hardaway. All right, let's see these cards here. I think I got this Harden from Joe Alamino. So, but I do have my card sources are Cardopoly and Joe. All right. So I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock. We have James Harden versus Anthony Hardaway. Let us begin. All right. This is a hard one. It comes down to defense. Can Harden guard Anthony Hardaway? And can Anthony Hardaway guard Harden? Ooh, I don't know. This is going to be a tough one. Very, very tough one. My heart wants to say Anthony going to the basket, but damn it, James Harden is a one-on-one beast. James Harden has just as good as a handle, if not better handle than Anthony Hardaway. So with the combination of his handle and his outside jumper, I feel like Anthony Hardaway is going to have a difficult time. I mean, there is an argument for Hardaway too. Like, I can't outright say that Anthony Hardaway won't be able to guard Harden, and that's what the biggest problem is. I do think Anthony Hardaway, I think he can. I changed my mind. I think Anthony Hardaway could guard Harden. So that just didn't make any sense. This is probably one of the hardest one-on-one card chaos choices that we've ever had. So shout out to Omar changing it up from Pippen, and shout out to me for not being able to figure this out on a freestyle. Anyway, welcome to Card Chaos Live. Go ahead and hit the like button. Please hit the like button. That is very helpful to let Facebook know that everyone's interacting with this and likes this game. All right. So Reginald says, I just think the height difference, he's talking about KD versus Kyrie. But for this matchup, he says, I'll go with Harden. Tough choice. Jason says Hardaway. Omar says Hardaway. Reginald says, honestly, I think defense won't matter. That's a good point. Like, to be honest, maybe defense won't matter. And Jason says the final vote is 2-1 Hardaway. So let's look at the bracket so far, and we will see that the thing is KD versus Anthony Hardaway, and um Malone versus Clyde. All right, so let's go. Let's head right into the semifinal matchup: Malone versus Clyde Drexler. Malone versus Clyde Drexler. And by the way, I know I say this every week, but next week we will have a different format, a different look for Card Chaos Live. I'm looking to do some big things with the show. And I've been doing a little setup and a little filming to make that happen so bigger people can see the show. So I want to thank you guys for your support and helping me test things out so that I can come up with the final format for this show and pitch it to the big dogs. All right, so here we go. This is Karl Malone versus Clyde Drexler. Karl Malone versus Clyde Drexler. All right. Go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and share it to a friend. I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock. Let us begin. Karl Malone versus Clyde Drexler. Now, Karl Malone obviously can put Clyde in the post, right? And putting Clyde in the post is going to be hard for Clyde, obviously, because he's not a post player, he's guard. But the question is, can Karl Malone keep up with the guard? Can Karl Malone keep up with Clyde Drexler? As I said in the last time, Clyde Drexler is underrated, but he was definitely one of the most athletic guards during the Jordan era. He just couldn't surpass the brand of Jordan, and took Portland on his back and did the most he could. But nonetheless, I feel like Karl Malone just has more sure of a way of scoring than Clyde Drexler. Clyde Drexler obviously can get to the basket, obviously has a jumper. Karl Malone would have to have the stamina and the defense to keep up with him, which is pretty tough in itself. But I just think this is a sure shot from the post. So I'm gonna go out with go with Karl Malone. Welcome to One-on-One Card Chaos Live. That was also another tough one. Karl Malone versus Clyde Drexler. I'm going to have to go to those groups myself and see what they say about that vote. Anyway, let's see what the wall is saying. So Reginald says, the mailman. What's up, Ricardo? Thank you, Ricardo, for joining. Ricardo says, Malone was powerful player, great stats, but Drexler is a champ. But listen, Ricardo, Drexler got that ring late. He got that ring with Houston, and was he the driving force for that ring? I don't know if I want to count that ring. Reginald says Clyde is no mailman. All right. Omar says Drexler more versatile. Clyde is a better one-on-one player. So 1, 2. Oh, wait, he said he means Malone. All right, so Malone. So it's actually 2-1. 2-1 for Malone. Sorry, 2-1 for Drexler. Ricardo picked Drexler. Omar picked Drexler, but Reginald picked Clyde. So we're gonna have to put Drexler on to the next round. All right, and the next round we do have KD. Let's see what the matchup is. We have KD versus Penny Hardaway. KD versus Penny Hardaway. KD, where are you, Penny? Where are you, Penny? All right. I can't believe y'all picked Penny Hardaway to beat James Harden. I can't believe y'all picked Penny Hardaway to beat you. Anyway, we're up to KD versus Penny. Jason. All right, I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock. 60 seconds on the clock. Let's begin. We're going to have KD versus Penny Hardaway. I think this is much harder than you guys think. Yes, we already know that Kevin Durant is much taller and would probably shoot over Penny. But Penny's also, I feel like Penny's quicker than Kevin Durant. Does Kevin Durant have the stamina to play and guard Penny? Maybe he could block him a few times. But I think Penny would make a game of it. nonetheless, I'm not gonna be tripping, right? I'm not tripping. I'm thinking about it spontaneously. I'm not tripping. I know that Penny would have a difficult time scoring on KD. KD just has so long of an arm that he could probably block Penny driving to the basket. Probably let Penny go by. All the other embarrassing things you could think of. But damn it, Penny's not gonna. Let's put it this way: Penny's not gonna have no buckets. Double negative. Penny's not gonna have no buckets. Penny's gonna at least score like 5 times. Okay, 3 times. All right. Welcome to Carcast Live. We tried for you, Penny. We tried. At least I tried. But we'll never know what the walls say. The wall always makes different choices than I do. So I'm gonna go to the wall and see. Ricardo says KD all day. Reginald says KD. Jason says, okay, Penny has no wins over KD. Ricardo, look at the controversial comment. You saying that KD could play all 5 positions? I'm gonna ask a few walls that question and come back to you. And see. Omar says spelled out his whole name, Kevin Durant. So I'm not playing around. All right. So we're gonna move KD on and look at this matchup. We have KD versus Clyde Drexler in the finals. All right, so let's move on to the finals. Thank you guys for sticking with me for this late start, but we're almost done. This is 66, this is episode 67. Episode 67 of Card Chaos Live. Next week will be 70 episodes. I thank you guys for making this dream come true. Anyway, this is the matchup. All right. KD versus Clyde Drexler. I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock. Let us begin. KD versus Clyde Drexler. All right. So here's the thing. We got to figure out a way that Clyde Drexler could beat KD. I think Clyde Drexler is a lot more athletic than we give him credit for, and he could definitely give KD fits. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. The problem is not even KD's skill in this game. It's just the length of his arms. As you can see, look at that. His arms are probably, I call them larms. Larms. They're leg arms. They're as long as his legs. And would probably be able to stop Clyde as he's doing this jump shot right now, or just jump pass. It just comes down to the length of the body and defense, and not necessarily the skills. I think Clyde Drexler has all the skills in the world to play KD one-on-one, but it's the defense that KD has over him that'll stop him and give him the victory. So unfortunately KD wins. I might have to retire KD from the bracket as well, because he just wins off of defense. Although I think there are players that can beat him one-on-one, but y'all just not giving them the chance. All right. All right. So let's see. Reginald says give it to KD now. Ricardo says KD. Reginald screaming at me, like Clyde not winning. Omar says KD all day, can score in every direction. Jason said I think KD is too powerful on the inside and skilled enough for the jump shot. KD for the win. And you know what? Maybe the question I have over the weekend for a Card Chaos Live group, which I'm hoping that you guys would like the page, and so I can add you to the group, is we need to find a player that we should vote live that could beat Kevin Durant. All right, I'm not going to go ahead and retire him just yet. I'm going to say that we just need to find the player that could beat Kevin Durant. So I want you to think about that question over the weekend, and I'll post that on all the walls that I'm a part of. Once again, I want you guys to keep supporting the show. Tell people about it. We'll be back on Monday. We do have other things like a website. The website has things that you can buy for your cards. If you're a card collector, I sell top holders, penny sleeves, and gloves, so you don't get the grease on there. And that also helps support the show. We have a YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is Card Chaos Live. Look for Card Chaos Live on YouTube and subscribe. And I'll be dropping tips and airing some of the shows, but mostly in addition to the shows, I'll have tips on what you can do to get into the game, invest, and just unique topics. Y'all know me. I'm not going to have the average topics up there. So fun things to do that isn't in this format. You can go ahead and support the show. We do have a Cash App at 2MW Sports. We do have shirts on the page, Card Chaos Live, that you can buy. They're like $15, I think, and on the Facebook page. All right. So yeah, I think that is it. I am so grateful for you guys. I thank you guys for again tuning in late this evening. All right. I will see you on Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern.